Another Kardashian baby. Now Khloé is pregnant too. We have details and the best reactions the internet has to offer.
Kip and Joanna Gaines officially saying goodbye to Fixer Upper after 5 seasons.
Yeah, and the couple talks exclusively to People about why they're walking away and what comes next.
Idris Elba reveals just how intense it really was out there in the snow with co-star Kate Winslet shooting their new movie, The Mountain Between Us.
And Food Network star Ree Drummond opens up about falling in love and kissing her city life goodbye in this week's People cover story. Plus, People talks exclusively to the cast of This Is Us about that epic season premiere.
Real Housewives star Kelly Bensimon joins us live to dish all about her upcoming episode of $1 Million Matchmaker.
Plus,
I can hear it in your words, and it feels so good it hurts. Even when my eyes close, you're beautiful.
We're sitting down with new boy band in real life, getting real about their life off stage.
see, guys, it's the hair, right? The hair leads to a certain confidence that then allows you to do anything. Good morning, Facebook Live and People.com. Welcome to People Now. Man, do we have a show for you today. We have exclusive access to the stars of This Is Us after last night's Season 2 premiere. We are so excited to get to that in just a few minutes. But first, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Khloé Kardashian is having a baby. Yep, it is safe to say that it's finally getting harder and harder to keep up with those Kardashians. Just days after Kylie Jenner's pregnancy bombshell, multiple sources are confirming to People that sister Khloé is expecting a baby with her NBA boyfriend Tristan Thompson. The baby will be the first child for Khloé, but Thompson welcomed a son named Prince Oliver with his ex-girlfriend Jordan Craig in December of 2016. A source tells People the couple are absolutely thrilled, going on to say this isn't something they were in a rush to announce to the whole world, and it's only been in just the past week or so that they felt comfortable telling most of their inner circle. Khloé is the third Kardashian-Jenner sibling to currently be expecting a child. Kim Kardashian West and husband Kanye West are expecting their third child in January via a surrogate. And sources confirmed to People Friday that Kylie Jenner is expecting a baby girl with her boyfriend Travis Scott. It's due in February. Sources telling People things were complicated a bit by Kylie's announcement, as they don't want to be seen as intruding on that moment for her. But it is now reaching a point where Khloé doesn't want to be openly lying to people, and just staying quiet isn't going to work anymore. The source goes on to say this is such a wonderful moment for her. Not only is she going to be a mother, she's going to be raising a child with a man that she truly loves. Everyone is over the moon for them both. Now, amid baby news, Khloé and Thompson have been in Cleveland, Ohio. Khloé posting an Instagram of Lake Erie with the caption, "I'm back," while the NBA player was spotted at the first day of the Cleveland Cavaliers training camp in Independence. Thompson spoke to the media but did not discuss his relationship with Kardashian or that baby news. Now, guys, I know it's a lot to take in. Kim, Kylie, now Khloé, all with babies on the way. The Kardashian army is growing, and the Twitterverse, of course, has a whole lot of priceless reactions. Mirza giving us his best Oprah. You get a baby, she gets a baby, everybody gets a baby. Hey, baby! Voice reverberated. Caitlyn is showing her emotions with a bit more confused Oprah. Seems like she needs some more time to maybe process the whole thing. I think I'm on this team. While Jamie is poking some innocent fun at momager Kris Jenner, captioning it, "I'm getting some more 10%, I'm getting some more 10%. Jarrett Wiseman with the perfect gift saying Kris Jenner trying to figure out the logistics for the family photo on this year's holiday card. Hilarious. And although we've just been finding out about the trifecta of Kardashians' pregnancies, it seems like This Is Us, the show, This Is Us, knew something way before we did. Watch this.
Well, listen, the Kardashians aren't going anywhere.
Promise.
I promise. They're like gremlins. By next week, there'll be like a bazillion more of them.
How did Kevin know? That is the perfect lead-in to talking about last night's This Is Us season premiere. If you have not seen the episode yet, this is your official spoiler alert. You have my permission to put us on mute, get out of the room. Whatever you do, do not listen to the next few minutes of this show. You have been warned. All right, now let's get to it. Did This Is Us just reveal how Jack died? As you might expect from the tear-jerking drama, many tissues were required to get through this one. The episode opened with Rebecca and Jack separated, but she decides that she can't give up on their relationship, and tries to bring him home. Jack admits that he is an alcoholic, says he needs to fix his problems on his own before rejoining his family. But Rebecca insists that, as husband and wife, they can and will fix it together. They kiss, everything seems like it'll be okay. Even Rebecca says, quote, a few months from now, everything will be back to normal. But as we know, everything would not be back to normal, because at the very end of the episode, we see Rebecca pull up to a house with bags of Jack's possessions in the passenger seat, only to find the house burnt to the ground with firefighters surrounding the scene. She screams, cries in the car, hitting the steering wheel, leaving fans to wonder, did Jack die in that fire? Only time will tell, but in the meantime, Twitter is freaking out over this possible reveal. Things were going so well until the last 5 minutes, guys. This adorable gift, though, sums up our reaction exactly. Yeah, just wipe them away right there. Hands over face. Don't worry, August has us covered with this hilarious. This is a starter pack. Thank you for that. These would have come in handy last night. Take note, Amber. She was left sobbing uncontrollably after the episode. Could have definitely used maybe some of that starter pack. At least we're going through this together, guys. I mean, this is almost like group therapy, and I appreciate you for being here with me to get through it. Stay tuned, because later in the show, we're revealing what the stars of This Is Us had to say about the episode after it aired, exclusively from last night's premiere party in LA. You do not want to miss what they had to say. But now watch this.
I was still very much the same girl that went to USC and was on her way to Chicago, and but I just was, it's so cheesy, I hate saying things like this, but it was just, my heart was just kind of taking me there, and I just felt like I'm gonna let this play out when we were dating. And then he proposed to me. I wasn't expecting it or at all. We hadn't talked about it. It wasn't, it was such a surprise, and I just went with it.
Food Network star Ree Drummond is opening up about falling in love with an Oklahoma cowboy and kissing her old city life goodbye. It's all in this week's People cover story. The Pioneer Woman is featured in our very own food issue as People's #1 food fave, and she's talking her transformation and her transition from big city living to life on a ranch with 4 children and her husband of almost 21 years, Lee Drummond. In the interview out Friday, the food superstar reveals she has her marriage to thank for her now famous show title, Pioneer Woman. Drummond telling People, quote, when my friends heard that I was marrying a cattle rancher and moving to the country, they literally could not believe it. They started calling me the Pioneer Woman as a joke. Well, it seems like country life has been working out just fine for Drummond, but what are her secrets to a lasting relationship on the ranch? The Food Network star tells PeopleTV that it's just plain old love that gets him through the ups and downs. Watch.
We've had some ups and downs with ranching and, kind of looking at, what our future will be and things like that. But I think we just love each other. And I really feel like our love has grown through the years. It's expanded, and it's not getting old. It's kind of getting better. And I'm just so grateful for that, because it really makes it easy to have a good marriage.
Very, very sweet. And guys, since People is all about the food this week, we've got you covered with discounts at your favorite restaurants with our new People Perks program. Head to people.com/join-perks to get started today. All right, back to the Kardashian-Jenner babies. 20-year-old Kylie Jenner may be expecting a baby girl with boyfriend Travis Scott, but the lipstick mogul's famous family is certainly not convinced the relationship will have a happy ending. According to a Keeping Up with the Kardashians source, the Kar-Jenner clan is already anticipating some drama down the road. The insider revealing, quote, it's hard for Kylie's family to imagine her relationship with Travis will last. Following a tumultuous 2-year affair with rapper Tyga, Jenner was first spotted holding hands with Scott at the Coachella Music Festival back in April. Despite the couple's whirlwind romance, Jenner is determined to make things work this time around. The source going on to explain, with Tyga, it was her family's nightmare that she would get pregnant. With Travis, it's obviously not the best situation, but at least better than with Tyga. He treats Kylie well, really well, doesn't have any obvious financial issues, and doesn't go behind her back. Since news of the pregnancy first went public over the weekend, Jenner's been sticking by Scott, who, according to multiple sources, has been affectionate and protective of his pregnant girlfriend. As for Kylie, who's been hiding her baby bump with baggy sweatshirts and old Instagram photos, sources say the reality star is finally ready to come out of hiding. The Kardashian insider revealing Kylie was really surprised but is so happy she wants to be a mom. Well, Frankie Muniz is back and better than ever. We, of course, know Muniz as the snarky main character from the hit 2000 sitcom Malcolm in the Middle. And more recently, we've been watching him chase the Mirror Ball trophy on this season of Dancing with the Stars. But in this week's issue of People, the actor reveals a side of himself we haven't seen, his secret health battle, including a condition that causes many strokes. He opens up about his symptoms, their effects, and what keeps him motivated to battle back. Muniz's ordeal began back in 2009 when he suffered a broken back in a race car accident. Then in 2012, he began experiencing unrelated transient ischemic attacks, which are stroke-like episodes that include symptoms like slurred speech, disorientation, and vertigo. Muniz describes his first attack saying, quote, "I was on my motorcycle and I lost all peripheral vision. When I got home, the TV was on and I was in a lot of pain. I remember hearing words but not understanding them. Episodes like these can last for as little as 15 minutes or leave him reeling for 3 days, and they've come as frequently as 4 times a week or as infrequently as once a year." Muniz says each episode starts with recognition problems and numbness in his body, and he usually just lies down and waits for it to pass. But as familiar as they have become to him, he's had 15 episodes in the last 5 years. Doctors still have no clue what is causing them. Luckily, unlike a stroke, these attacks have not caused lasting brain damage or disability. Muniz has learned to cope with the illness over the years and credits his girlfriend, Paige Price, for helping to carry him through. As for the future, he's optimistic, saying, quote, "I'm not scared. I want to get married. I'd love to have kids. I'm really happy. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be." And we're happy to hear that. And of course, we're wishing him all the best.
Yes, definitely.
Good morning, Andrea Boehlke.
Yes, good morning. Hello, Facebook Live. So you guys have been commenting on our stories today, especially the Kardashians, 3 of them being pregnant. Cheryl says, "I'm so excited for Khloé. She's been wanting one for the longest."
Anastasia says, "Congrats, Khloé and Kylie. You guys will be great moms." And Cheryl talking This Is Us, saying, "I was bawling, OMG, can't wait to see it next Tuesday." A lot of people feeling that way for sure. You guys, let us know what you think, and we're going to continue with today's headlines. Check back with you soon, but first, Andrea, more for us in Star Trek.
That's right, Jeremy. I certainly do not mind hearing from this guy. We are kicking off Star Treks with an exclusive sit-down with a hunky Brit. Watch.
It looked very real.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
and
thanks.
very difficult.
We did
Mostly for Kay.
Yeah, I felt really
She was
sorry.
submerged.
Yeah, she was great, but you know, she says water is my thing.
Well,
I'm like, I don't know if Leo DiCaprio will agree there, but
Yeah, we're not so sure either, Idris. Well, multi-talented actor Idris Elba joins forces with Kate Winslet in the plane crash drama The Mountain Between Us. The film, which takes place in the snowy mountains of Utah, was shot on location in Calgary, Canada, and required a lot of actual time in the snow. But it wasn't all work and no play. Idris opened up about meeting his current girlfriend, Sabrina Dowry, while filming, admitting, quote, "I've fallen in love while making a movie about falling in love." Makes sense. Take a look.
you were in Toronto with this lovely woman, Sabrina Dowry, on your arm. So it sounds like you had some free time while you were filming the movie. Because didn't you meet Sabrina while you were doing that?
I did, and we met.
Formerly Miss Vancouver, and yeah, you just stepped out of
You've
Toronto.
done your homework.
But no, I read the internet.
Okay.
It was big news. You were on the red carpet.
Apparently, yeah.
Is that weird when you go out together for the first time publicly? Because you're always, it got noticed in part because you're fairly private.
Yeah, it definitely got noticed because I try to keep my personal life different. But yeah, I think it's an interesting space, especially for her. She's never done a red carpet before, and I tend not to do that. So it was nice actually. She's from Canada, so she felt at home. Yeah, falling in love while making a movie about falling in love is pretty special.
Good for them. I think they're a really cute couple. Yeah. Well, Paris Jackson already has a very blossoming modeling and acting career, and now the 19-year-old daughter of pop legend Michael Jackson can add another title to that list. She's been named an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. In this week's issue of People, Jackson calls her new role, quote, "an opportunity to work with an organization that truly touches my familial roots." Taylor was a close friend of Paris's famous father before his death in 2009, and also served as Paris's godmother before her own passing in 2011. The teen headed to Malawi with the foundation in August, and we have exclusive photos from her time there. She visited community programs that provide HIV testing and care, and got a first-hand look at some of the work funded by the foundation. Jackson also posted lots of photos on her personal Instagram account to document the experience, including this one paired with some moving lyrics from her father's song, Hold My Hand. It reads in part, "Baby, I promise that I do all I can. Things will get better if you just hold my hand." Commenting on her new responsibility as an ambassador for the foundation, Jackson proves she is wise beyond her years, saying, quote, "How could I not seize upon that opportunity to make change and help others? Given the platform that I was blessed with, I couldn't sit idly by and watch the world crumble. It's not something one can simply ignore." Well, the cast of This Is Us stepped out in LA Tuesday night for the sophomore premiere of their hit NBC show. And People was right there with them, hosting an exclusive viewing party with behind-the-scenes access and insight into that tear-jerking episode. Well, following the premiere, the cast joined People and Entertainment Weekly editorial director Jess Cagle for a special Q&A where fans finally learned a bit more about Jack Pearson's ambiguous past. Take a look.
Understanding how good of a man Jack is, or perceivably good of a man he is, I always wondered to myself, well, why is he that good? What happened to him in his past, good or bad, that impacted him to love his children as much as he did and love his wife as much as he does. And I think, you know, when Dan would talk about the darker side, there's always a darker side to a lighter side. And if everyone kind of looks at Jack as this light, good father, hopeful, and everything, now seeing that the cracks are not cracks, but deeper wounds and valleys, you know, we get to understand a little bit more of why he chooses to be good, why he chooses to inspire his kids, why he chooses to fight for his marriage and his wife, you know, even though the way in is at times wrong.
Well, of course, fans are anxiously awaiting to see what the end of last night's episode means. And spoiler alert here, guys, but did everyone's favorite TV dad actually die in that fire? Stay with us to find out what clues are hidden within the premiere episode that might lead to the final piece of the puzzle. You do not want to miss it. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
Guys, stick around. We have more from the This Is Us stars breaking down Tuesday night's premiere episode. Plus, Chip Gaines is opening up exclusively to People about he and Joanna's decision to end fixer-uppers. So sad. Stick around.
This is King Cutie in People. His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. These are George's parents, George's home, his Nana, the Queen, and his staff of 644 Englishmen. This is George's dog Lupo, who inspired his favorite book, The Adventures of the Royal Dog Lupo, one George will share now that he's a big brother. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
All right, guys, so we have even more This Is Us for you. This Is Us fans have long speculated what exactly caused the mysterious death of series patriarch Jack Pearson. But now they may finally have an answer. During an exclusive Q&A with People and Entertainment Weekly editorial director Jess Cagle, the cast opened up about the shocking revelation at the end of last night's episode and what other clues fans should keep in mind as the season continues. Watch.
And there were some clues. I don't know if people picked up in the ends there, but Kate is holding a dog.
Randall's got a redheaded girlfriend.
And Kevin has a broken leg. These are all things that I think people are going to start to see sort of the origin of in the next couple of episodes that will be leading up to figuring out a bigger piece of the puzzle ultimately of this monumental event that happens in the life of this family.
Oh boy, definitely things to look out for there. Well, besides that gut-wrenching ending, the cast also opened up about moments from the episode that really resonated with them the most, proving we're not the only ones who get a little teary-eyed every Tuesday. Check it out.
I like the singing. Anytime Chrissy Metz or Mandy open their mouth and music comes out, that's always sort of like a watershed
I
moment.
agree with Chrissy, yeah.
True that. True.
I think it's nice to see a woman say, you know what, I'm not great. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm going to have to work at it, and especially with Kate, because she's always sort of felt as if she was never good enough, and so for her to take a step back and say, you know what, I'm just going to have to work at it, and sometimes that's what it takes to follow what you love. So I think that's really beautiful, and of course, an amazing fiance, an amazing brother who come to the aid and the rescue, even though I told him not to, or Kate told him not to.
Mandy at the door.
Mandy at the door.
And Milo closing the door.
Yes.
Blackout, knocking on the door, get in the car, man.
She said, get in the car.
That joint, that got a brother pretty
We'll
good.
fix this together. Get in the car.
Well, it's always nice to see we're in good company with our emotions. As for next week's episode, creator Dan Fogelman teased Chrissy Metz's breakout vocal performance, revealing she sings for real and that it's, quote, pretty awesome. Well, we cannot wait for that. This Is Us airs Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on NBC.
All right, HGTV fans, I know you're all still reeling from the news that Chip and Joanna Gaines are officially saying goodbye to their hit show Fixer Upper after season 5. Yep, we see you on Twitter, Sarah. We feel your pain. This is very difficult. Get out from under the desk, though. You too, Grace. Though we agree it's probably best for the two. But regardless, we can't help being a little upset, just like old Larry David. But thankfully, this week's People is giving us our dose of the couple, with Chip Gaines talking exclusively about their decision to walk away from their show, saying, quote, we want to go out as best as we possibly can. We wondered, when is too late? When is too early? For us, being on TV was never the end all. The Gaines are now focusing on their growing Magnolia business, which includes furniture, paint, wallpaper, and so much more. Plus, the two have been writing books. Chip's memoir, Capital Gains, is out October 17th, brings readers into his life and reveals that he and Joanna are bound to change, whether you want them to or not. An excerpt from the book reads this: guys, listen, we have changed, we are changing, and we're about to change some more. It is quite literally impossible to build a company or go on national TV or have children and remain the same. But he goes on to say, what's never going to change? Our values, our priorities, our commitment to each other and our family. But I hope that literally every other part of our lives changes. Sad to see them go, but it seems that there is still a lot of the Gaines family to come.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift, and Sarah Jessica Parker and Liam Hemsworth, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People. The details make the story.
Then I go on Housewives, and then it went downhill. The real story is one of the women felt like I was taking her thunder. I just let her walk all over me.
That was Bethany.
Right.
And Bethany would cut you off and put a one-liner at the end to make you look like you were cuckoo, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
I went on camera, and she attacked me. And then her whole strategy was to not film with me. And then when she wanted to film with me, she was either super aggressive or passive aggressive.
Right. She would make it like Kelly was on the spectrum, like it was one of those.
And then after Housewives, people got really weird. They were like, are you really crazy? What's going on with you?
A lot of
Bad news.
A lot of damage was done.
I was like, whoa.
So your reputation on Housewives was completely ruined.
Oh boy, nothing like a little housewife drama to keep matchmaker Patty Stanger and her team of experts very busy. The WeTV hit $1 Million Matchmaker is back for another episode of tears, laughs, and OMG moments.
Yeah, definitely. And joining us live to break it all down is former Real Housewives of New York City star Kelly Bensimon. Hi, how are you?
Hi, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We were just talking about this, and I'm so excited to kind of dive in. One of the reasons you came to the Millionaires Club was to regain your confidence, kind of dispel the whole crazy Kelly reputation, right? It's been like 7 years since you were on the Housewives. Why was it so hard for you to move on from that part of your life or that perception, do you think?
It was really hard to move on just because every time that I would, go to do something, there would be these roadblocks. They're like, oh, well, you're, kind of crazy, you have a bad reputation. And, I've been living in New York, working as a model, working in the fashion industry for the lexicon of my life. I've written 7 novels. I have half of an MBA. I have a lot of things going on.
Besides the whole Real Housewives
and everyone
stuff,
would be
right.
like, oh, well, aren't you like this? And, that kind of was, that was really, like bad news, especially, I'm a full-time single parent, raising my daughters, I'm the money, there's no trees where you pull dollar bills off of. And so I was just kind of, it was really, really difficult to, try to rebuild from that, even though I had all these amazing things that I was working on.
Right.
And so when Patty said, I want you to come on the show, I was scared.
Yeah.
What were your reservations? Because you had this negative stint on the Housewives, and now you're going back. So
right. So I had this, horrible experience when I was on Housewives, and so, she was like, "It's gonna be great. You have me," and I'm just like, are the fans gonna still believe, this, stigma and that, the things that happened in the past? And she's like, "Let's go and try this out." And I had the best time.
You really did. I mean, we were talking before you started. You really did seem to have so much fun. And Patty has been in here many times, and she's known for her sort of say it like you mean it attitude when it comes to doling out relationship advice.
Yes.
What was the hardest thing for you to, I guess, take from her, or the biggest challenge about the experience?
Just to get over my insecurity, I think was the hardest. And, she's tough love, which I really, really admire. And, you know, a lot of people were like, no, it's fine. She's like, no, let's figure this out. Let's, you know, show these fans who you really are. And, you know, I just felt so good. You know, I was there the entire time by myself. I wasn't drinking. I was eating tofu all the time. I was running every day. I mean, I was on like serious boot camp. And I left LA just feeling gorgeous. I was like, hey, I was like, I had the best.
to go.
I know.
I love that you had a great time. Now, without revealing too much, do you have a happy ending here? Can you? What's your
Okay, well, maybe
I'm like, what?
the show. Hey, I was just asking a question. You were the one that brought that in.
Did I have a happy ending? I mean,
what's your relationship status now?
My relationship status right now is that I am in love with myself, which is like so good. I mean, before I was so insecure and I was so negative about myself, and I just feel really, really, really good. And, you know, when, you know, good begets good. When you feel good about yourself, good things happen. And that's where I am right now.
That's a happy ending right there.
And that's mine.
Your happy ending. As we saw in the clip earlier, you had this famous feud with Bethany Frankel, right? Earlier this month, Bethany tweeted, though, that she thinks you're very sweet. You helped support her Houston Initiative fundraising campaign, all of that. You guys haven't publicly made amends that I know of, but what's the current status between you and Bethany Frankel?
You know, just, you know, her philanthropic efforts with Be Strong made such an impact on me, and you know, that is the kind of girl that I like. I like someone that's philanthropic, a girl's girl. You know, the future is female, and you know, I have spent the lexicon of my life raising girls and supporting and celebrating women. So to be in an environment that is like not celebrating women, or to be around people that, you know, are not celebrating each other, that is just not who I am. That's not the game that I play, and I don't want to be around people like that. So now that she's doing all this, I'm like, whatever she wants with philanthropy, I am like behind her.
That's great.
Yeah, looking back with your time on the show with Bethany, do you wish you handled things differently? Do you have any regrets about that?
You know, I don't wish that I'd handled things differently, but that show, those scenes would never have happened today. If those episodes aired, Michelle Obama would have been like, Bethany Frankel, leave Kelly alone. Basically, they would have been like, you know, it was a totally different time. And you have to remember too, this is almost 11 years ago. Like, I retired in 2011. It's 2017. So it's just a totally different time. And people are warming up to someone like me. They're like, oh my God, you actually love other women and want them to be the best versions of them. That's been like my, you know, what I've been telling myself, my kids. My mother told me that when I was young. Like, I've always been very pro-women.
That's great advice and a great view for life, I think, for sure. And speaking of your fellow housewives, Luann de Lesseps recently went through an unexpected divorce, a split. You two are close. Were you surprised to see this all fall apart?
You know, I was. I mean, I met him, you know, there's no cameras, and, you know, he seemed amazing. But, you know, you never know what happens behind closed doors. Luann is an unbelievable woman, and she will, you know, find the love of her life, and I believe that. And, you know, she's a great woman, an amazing mom, and an incredible friend.
What advice have you given her through all this?
Just be the best version of you. You know, we just hang out together, we chat, we laugh, we have fun. You know, I've seen her when she was really, really down, and those down moments are so up. You know what I mean? She's incredibly positive. She has an amazing family, and she's just such a nurturer, and she's a caretaker, and she just wants the best for everyone, including Tom.
That's great.
She seems very strong. As a good friend of hers, you know, how is she really doing? Did you get to witness some of those heartbreaking moments that she went through after the split?
I mean, I was there before the split, so I mean, I've seen all of it, and you know, I was just really impressed at how she always keeps everything together. I mean, if that were me, I would have broken down. I mean, I would have hidden a corner. Like when I was on, after everything happened on Housewives, I was so insecure, I wouldn't leave my house. I was like, literally, I'm like, oh my God, I have to get medicated because I am just like, you know, I've been my whole reputation's been completely defamed. I'm not gonna be able to take care of my kids. And, you know, she's the total opposite. She's like, you know what? I'm going to show everyone how amazing I am and strong I am, and I'm going to go swimming off my boat and, you know, hang out with my kids and all my girlfriends. And she's been spending a lot of time with her girlfriends, which is amazing.
Look, things move fast in New York City.
Fast.
You've now been through $1 Million Matchmaker boot camp. Did you have advice for her? Is she ready to get back in the dating game? Any double dates in the future between the two of you?
Maybe. That would be really fun.
Would maybe she consider $1 Million Matchmaker? It makes sense to me.
Who knows?
Right.
I love the idea of a double date with Lou. I mean, she's amazing. And she's an amazing wingman. So I'd be like, Lou, go get that guy.
If you could set her up with a guy, what qualities would they need to have for her?
The qualities for Luann, they would, I mean, I think, you know, a Tom kind of person is someone that she really, really, you know, likes a lot.
Just loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah, loyal's
All right.
always good.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
No, I know. Just based on what we know, or you know, the reports.
Before we let you go, I mean, we browse your Instagram. We see you here. You're in amazing shape.
Thank you.
What is your go-to workout routine for always staying in shape the way you do?
I mean, I'm just so lucky to have good genetics, let's be honest. Like, I, you know, have always been the same weight all my life, except for when I was pregnant and I had to lose 50 pounds twice, which was laborious and horrible.
Gosh.
But for me, you know, like I have a uniform. So I eat the same way 6 days a week, and then the 7th day, my kids and I have a great time. When I was writing the second course, I was like literally immersed in all of these kitchens and eating this epic food. And I still was like, you know what? Okay, I'll eat that. That's my meal, and I'm done. And then I was working out every day, so I didn't gain a lot of weight. But I mean, I could have been a little bit of a, you know, I could have had some curves.
In addition to all your selfie magic
Yes.
that we're seeing, you're also
love you.
You're also doing the book. Look at this. Tell us about this.
The second course, it's available on Amazon. It's so unbelievable. And this is the reason I'm on $1 Million Matchmaker is because of this book, because I did all this, you know, dating. So I went on all these websites and I was like trying to like figure out like what's the new vernacular? How do people actually go out and proactively date?
Oh.
And so I did a lot of that in the book.
Terms like ghosting and
Yeah, all the I was like, ghosting? I was like, I'm pulling you off.
All right, the second course, $1 Million Matchmaker, the whole thing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Guys,
you.
be sure to check her out on $1 Million Matchmaker, airing this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern on WeTV.
Yay!
Great to see you.
This is Jennifer Aniston, who told people her beauty secret. It's called water. This is Julia Roberts, who confessed her $1 million beauty treatment. It's called sleep. This is Courtney, who escapes to the spa. And Michelle, who swears by good lighting. And this is Beyonce, who woke up like this. These are People's insider trading tips to beauty from the world's most beautiful. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
I can hear it in your words, and it feels so good it hurts. Even when my eyes close, you're beautiful.
Who is the boy band inspiration, if you had to choose?
Well, I think for this generation, obviously the band that we all look up to is One Direction, because they were the biggest and they were known globally and they sold so many records, and I think that just their impact on this generation is something that we admire and we want to emulate with our music.
And not to mention the fact that they also came from reality TV.
Right.
So we have a lot in common.
There's a lot in common, yeah, for sure. On that note, I guess, any lessons learned in the way things have all played out with them and how you guys want to maybe do things differently in some ways?
I mean, I feel like we are trying to be ourselves, you know, like we're not really trying to be like One Direction per se, but they are a very successful boy band. They make great music, and they're all really just nice guys in general. So I think that just them as people would be something to model after.
Yeah, how great are these guys? That's in real life, the talented winners of ABC's Boy Band, the all-male group who just came together a month ago during the show's season finale, already released their very first single, Eyes Closed, which is also our Toyota People Pick of the Day. And since the band is still pretty fresh, we wanted to get to know them a little bit better in our People Now Confess Sesh, which we've conveniently turned into a little game called In Real Life I. Then they complete the sentence. You'll see. Check it all out. In real life, I would always want to sleep past noon.
Michael.
I like to sleep.
I know
Chance.
Chance.
He's always napping everywhere.
Okay, napping everywhere. There we go. In real life, I would spend a lot of money on clothes.
Yeah.
It's like
Michael, I would say both of us.
kind of both.
Yeah,
Okay.
But maybe him more.
He's gonna fight you on that to take the title. Who is most likely to say, take another group selfie, that one didn't look good enough?
Brady for sure.
There's a lot of times when I'm just making weird faces. I don't know what it is. I'm just always like making the.
Of all these guys, you're the one, and they all knew it right away.
Yeah,
They did.
immediately. Okay, we're gonna talk about that later.
In real life, I would consider changing my hairstyle.
Drew. Every day it's different.
Why, Drew? Oh, it does change every day?
It's back, front.
Most likely to say, in real life, I would just walk up and talk to the girl because I'm that bold.
True.
Man, wow. See, guys, it's the hair, right? The hair leads to a certain confidence that then allows you to do anything.
It's like, hey, what's up?
All right, guys, it's that time again. The 35th season of Survivor airs tonight on CBS. The theme of the season is heroes versus healers versus hustlers. The castaways are split up by what they do for a living. So after the premiere, I'll be breaking down all the craziness on PeopleTV's fan forum Survivor live at 9 p.m. Eastern, so make sure to tune into that. But first, here's an exclusive sneak peek of the premiere, where a little love may be in the air. Watch.
And to be honest, I'm not trying to be like talking or anything. I literally wanted to yell 3 females. I was like, listen. I'm telling you, physical strength, right? And you got the 8-pack.
Cole is Tarzan. I like him a lot. Like, he's fun. He's trying not to be the tough guy, but he is. I mean, he's ripped. He has beautiful tan skin, blonde hair, blue eyes. I think I fell in love.
Is this going to turn into Bachelor Paradise this season?
It might. No, I think there's going to be a lot of, maybe some showmances.
Yeah.
This season, which I always like. I mean, it's really stupid if you're trying to win Survivor. Like, you got to focus on the prize.
Yeah, but if you're there to find unexpected love.
And there's always hot people, so.
There you go.
All right, we have some comments on our headlines today. Mary is talking Chip and Joanna Gaines, saying, I can't believe they are leaving. Fixer Upper will always be the best show.
I love this. This is Us, of course, is getting a lot of love. Julio says this: I watched it for the first time, trying to figure out if all 3 storylines are related. Good luck, Julio. You got some catching up to do, my friend.
Yeah, you got to do some work.
Hit pause, go back, and start from the beginning, because this is going to be very confusing for you.
Yeah, also a lot of spoilers. I just don't think it's a good idea.
Not a good idea. Coming up tomorrow, guys, Travis Borson from My Big Fat Pet Makeover joins us live with one amazing dog success story. And we're getting ready for the Will and Grace reboot premiere with a little cast reunion. You guys are not going to want to miss what they have to say.
Yes, thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Boyband in real life. Bye.
Hey, we are in real life. And this is one last thing.
The last song that was stuck in my head was The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson.
Teams by Kaylin White. All-time low, John Bellion.
And all the time.
The World Is Yours by Nas.
Yeah, the world is yours.
Attention, Charlie Puth.
You just want attention.
My last big splurge was I just started online school, so I just bought a MacBook.
I can't remember like my last big splurge, but I'm gonna buy the Apple Pods.
The AirPods.
So I think that's gonna be my next.
I just bought some Ray-Bans like last week.
I recently got a wallet, a Gucci wallet. So,
And a belt.